I'm a little late to the party, but I had bigger things going on in my life at the moment. But it's better late than never. Anyways, Activision has finally talked about skill-based matchmaking, and I mean they said a whole lot of things without actually saying anything. They basically said a bunch of things that we don't know about, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. But anyways, I'm gonna go through the two main topics of what they talked about, which is the matchmaking time and obviously the skill-based matchmaking that they refuse to say is the main issue here. Anyways, I'm gonna start with the measuring and time for matchmaking. So I'm gonna read the paragraph that they said. So it says that any form of matchmaking takes time. If the wait time in the lobby excessively long, players typically recycle the process by cancelling out of the matchmaking search and restarting it, or even quitting. To be honest, I don't know why they said this, because I've quit and reset the matchmaking and I actually found a match much quicker. Anyways, going on. This does not quicken the matchmaking process and in fact can even be detrimental. For example, in the popular Modern Warfare 3 Rushment playlist, consistent of rush consisting of rust and shipment in the rotation, players often leave the lobbies and or matches early on, hoping to requeue in shipment instead. This creates a vacant spot on the team during an early stage of the match, as the matchmaking process may prioritize backfilling that spot. This could result in players receiving that rust is disproportionately selected over shipment. Trying to cherry pick maps can have an unexpected result. Our goal is to ensure that players spend more time playing matches rather than waiting for them. Now, this entire statement is absolute bullshit. If people want to choose which map they want to play on, that is your problem. That's your issue. Us as the consumer, we're not responsible of how your matchmaking works or how the time to find a lobby works. If people are disproportionately choosing a certain maps, then it is what it is. You need to learn how to deal with that. You can't then just turn around and tell, oh, by the way, because you're doing this, it's making matchmaking fair, so deal with it and play what we give you. No, fuck off. Who the fuck do you think you are? We're not. If we're gonna choose what we want to play, and that's literally it. And also, you lying bastards. What do you mean match it takes the main thing they said was the time for matchmaking is supposed to be the biggest priority they have, because they had it listed as number one, which is entirely untrue. Every single Call of Duty that I can think of before Modern Warfare 2 2019 came out, I was in a lobby playing within 10 to 15 seconds. I was already playing. This is back in PS3, back in PS4. I was already playing. But But in this game, my days, you'd be lucky to find a match within 45 seconds. I think the quickest match I've ever found was about 45 seconds. That's the quickest one I ever found. But that, again, like I said, is entirely bullshit. I don't know why they put that as first, as if that's the main thing. It is definitely not. Maybe if you're a brand new player and have never played it, maybe, yeah, okay, fair enough. Also, another thing I want to mention is before, because I live in the UK, when I was playing Black Ops 1, 2, 3, the old Modern Warfare 3, etc., when I was looking for matches, I would always be matched with people from the UK. I'd always hear British people, but now I'm in South American lobbies, I'm in a German lobby, I'm in a Turkish lobby. Like, it's clearly they do not care about ping. King is ping, my fucking ass. They do not care about ping. They don't care about time, how long it takes for you to get in a lobby. They just care to match you with the most sweatiest cunt they can find. Anyways, going on to the skill-based one that they talked about, so into the paragraph that they wrote. I'm going to read through the entire thing first of all, then I'm going to give my opinion in it at the end. So, we use player performance to ensure that the disparity between the most skilled player in the lobby and the least skilled player in the lobby isn't so vast that players feel the match is a waste of time. Our data on players' outcomes clearly indicates that the inclusion of skill in Call of Duty's multiplayer matchmaking process, as it currently stands, increases the variety of outcomes experienced by players of all skill levels. In other words, all players, regardless of skill level, are more likely to experience wins and losses more proportionally. That paragraph pisses me off. Our data shows that when lower skilled players are consistently on the losing end, they are likely to quit matches in process or stop playing altogether. This has the effect on players' pool. A smaller player pool means wait times for matchmaking increases, and connections may not be as strong as they should be. This can compound over time to create a spiral effect, eventually when only high-skilled players remain because lower-skilled players have quit out of frustration. The result of the ecosystem that is worse for overall for everyone. Game data indicates that having some limitation on the disparity of skill across the players in a match makes a healthier ecosystem. We also understand many high-skilled players want more variety experience, but often feel like they are only getting the sweatiest of lobbies. Fucking right. We have heard this feedback clearly and will continue to test the actively explore ways to mitigate this concern. So essentially what they're saying in the first paragraph is that their skill-based matchmaking has made sure that there's a variety of outcomes when you're playing the game. Which is true because you'll be losing a bunch of matches and then you'll be winning a bunch of matches as well. Now, this is honestly, this is what pisses people off, and this is what pisses me off a lot. If you read between the lines there, that what they're saying is they're literally um tuning the matchmaking so that you're forced to win some and you're forced to lose some. Whereas before, I remember I'm going to use Black Ops because that was one of my favorite Call of Duties. Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Black Ops 1, all the Black Ops series to be honest. Um, but anyways, in whichever Black Ops you want to think of, um, when I was there's been certain days, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can back this up. There's been certain days where you log on and then you have not one single. You could play 10, maybe 15, maybe 20 matches, and you would not lose a single one because you're just you're in the zone that day. You're absolutely on it, absolutely smashing everyone, and it's not like you're just smashing against noobs. Sometimes there will be sweaty players on the side, but because um it's not like skill based like matchmaking like we have it now. Like there'll be sweaty players on their side, but you're the sweaty player on your side, and you'll have noobs on your side, and they'll have noobs on their side. So if you're clever, you can dominate that person anyway because you're better than them, or you can just try and avoid them and absolutely demolish the noobs on their team. And that's how you end up getting a win. And no matter what happens, you just win every single game. But now it's like they're literally saying that we're making sure that you have to lose certain games. How is that fun? Like, what is the point of me putting hours in this game, unlocking everything, getting new attachments, learning where the spawn points on all that bullshit, only for me to be forced to lose? That is the most ridiculous thing ever. On the second paragraph, which says, um, the shit players, basically the noobs, they quit when they're losing. Now, it sounds like a you problem. Like, not a single one of us players that are actually decent. I'm not saying I'm a pro player, but I know I'm for a fact I'm more than average. And I did not pick up Call of Duty and magically I was absolutely amazing at the game. I got my ass whooped when I first started playing Call of Duty. And what did I quit? No, I didn't. I started watching people's kill cams. I used to go on YouTube and watch how people play. There wasn't very many tutorials back then. I just used to watch Mark of J. Mark of J was the one I used to watch the most. If anyone remembers him, hope he's doing well. But I used to watch Mark of J and used to see how he plays. I used to see how he runs around the map, what perks he uses, what classes he uses, and all that stuff. And then, yeah, that's literally how I learned, and now I became good. But now, because I'm good, I'm getting punished. It's absolute bullshit. And if someone is shit at the game, that's, like I said, it's just a skill issue. And then it goes on to say, right, near the bottom of the paragraph, in the middle of the paragraph, it says that lower skill players will quit because they get getting the arse whooped. By who? Not by the good players, because they're not in our lobby, so I don't understand what the fuck the point is. The people in our lobby are literally clones of us, so if they're losing and then quitting, that's literally, again, it's a skill issue. I don't understand what they're trying to make it sound like we're bashing the noobs and they're quitting. No, they're fucking not, because we're not fucking playing against them, you daft cunts. And anyways, I'll move on to the last paragraph, which basically says that they heard the concerns of the better players, the players that have been buying the game for 10 plus fucking years, who they don't give a shit about. They're saying apparently that we are sick of having the quote unquote sweatiest lobbies and they're gonna look into it. The way they have the skill based matchmaking now, I don't understand how they can fix it unless they literally go back to the old skill based matchmaking. And that's another thing. In one of the earlier paragraphs, they mentioned they said that they've had skill based matchmaking from like COD 4, which I think everyone knew about that anyway. Every single first person shooter has some sort of skill based matchmaking to, you know, help like the absolute new players, maybe people with disabilities, kids and stuff, which is fine. That's no one says anything bad about that. That's fine, but don't try and make it sound like the skill-based matchmaking you have right now is the same one you had back in those days. You definitely was not, because I would not be matching with some guy in Mexico or Turkey when I live in the fucking United Kingdom, and my matches should not be taking more than 20 seconds to find because you're trying to match me with the most like for like player to me. Like this is the one. Like I said at the beginning of the video, they literally said a whole bunch of shit without saying anything. They said everything we already know, but they haven't addressed any of our concerns other than the few Q&A questions, um, which I don't really want to get into, but because that's not really what I want to talk about. I just want to talk about the skill-based matchmaking on this one. But yeah, like I said, they just talked about a whole lot of bullshit.